shocking reports over the past 48 hours coming out of the deep state. The FBI, the CIA have been caught red-handed destroying classified evidence, files, servers, as Kash Patel is coming into clean house. Journalist Michael Schellenberger first reported this on Monday night. Here is his post about this initially. FBI whistleblower Go Bactual, who is actually Garrett O'Boyle, who's going to be joining us here in just a second, confirmed to me that a source inside FBI said that FBI employees were destroying evidence on servers and that he informed Kash Patel. I hope he and A.G. Bondi, John Ratcliffe, Elon Musk, real Luna Pauline, I can never say her Twitter name. It's
actually, I think that's not even her real name. It's like a political stage name.
But who?
Paulina Luna?
Yeah, Paulina Luna. They're preventing this. We urgently need disclosure. Well, now we're learning from FBI whistleblowers that part of the evidence being destroyed is related to the Epstein files. Remember, folks, that Epstein was an FBI informant. Here it is. Here is the FBI informant information right here. And you can see here on your screen, Epstein was also provided information to the FBI as agreed upon. Case agent advised no federal prosecution. So Epstein was, of course, an FBI informant. And Dominic Trippi, so the question is, what are they hiding? Dominic Michael Trippi posted this just about 2 hours ago and said, if Epstein client list isn't released by Friday, Attorney General Pam Bondi should resign. I love Dominic's work. That might be a little harsh. I mean, you guys, what do you guys think about this? We only know what we know from the outside on all of this. Like, what does Pam Bondi know about this? Pam Bondi seems set to release these files. This is something she promised she would do. But what is being destroyed? What is being kept from us? What is the FBI actively destroying right now? Here's Shadow of Ezra. Donald Trump's Attorney General Pam Bondi may now possess video and audio evidence from Jeffrey Epstein's properties, exposing celebrities, politicians, and royals in compromising situations with minors. Surveillance footage from Epstein's properties was retrieved by the FBI, with mainstream sources now finally confirming it was passed to intelligence agencies like Mossad. The most damaging revelations are expected from IRS files, which could unveil the financial backers of a global child trafficking network. So, look, I'm not defending Pam Bondi. I like Pam Bondi a lot. I consider her a friend. But if this is that massive, you don't just rush it out because a couple of people on X are demanding that you do it. I hope that this is thorough and they're taking every possible precaution to make sure that the information they're putting out there is thorough.
Also, the people who have been hiding it are presumably still powerful people. So how do we know that the people who release it will be kept safe? That's also a relevant question.
Well, let's ask. FBI whistleblower Garrett O'Boyle was placed on unpaid suspension after legally coming forward to report the agency's abuse to Congress. He's an American hero, in my opinion, and a lot of people's opinion. O'Boyle was told that he was being transferred to a new field office. Then he picked up his family, and they screwed him over. Garrett O'Boyle, former FBI special agent and congressional whistleblower, joins us now. And I have to say, Garrett, I'm honored to have you here on the show. I think you're an American hero. Thank you for being here.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me. It's been quite an interesting journey. But as fellow FBI whistleblower Steve Friend pointed out the other day, we're doing more from outside the FBI than we did even when we were in it.
Well, right, but that's amazing. Yeah. So, I mean, I just want to say, when you look at this, you were the first person to break this story to Michael Schellenberger. Can you maybe elaborate on the sources you were hearing inside the FBI, what they were doing, what evidence they're destroying, what is it related to the Epstein files, et cetera? And have you learned more in the 48 hours since you first brought that to Schellenberger?
I haven't learned any more, and I won't elaborate too much. I was asked by my legal team to hold off to give Kash Patel and others in government some more time to sort out what's going on here. But they are people in a position to know and in high levels at the Bureau, and I was able to pass on additional names and information as well to the director. It's funny saying that now as I wear my fight with Kash hoodie here, but yeah, it's an interesting time. But hopefully they root out some of this subversion, which they've been aware of, really since the election. We started hearing, me and Kyle Seraphin and Steve Friend started hearing from people immediately about this type of behavior that was going on, and then I got it from a source very close to the matter who said that they are destroying files. To clarify, I don't know precisely the type of files, and I'd imagine that a lot of it's classified, but which is probably why they wouldn't tell me exactly what they were. But there are, especially with Kash as the director now, they can make disclosures right to him. He's a designated authority for whistleblower disclosures. So I'm confident that they're going to hopefully get to the bottom of this. And they also, have other names that were provided to me that I passed along as well. So they can certainly be looking into these bad actors who we know of.
Can you tell us a little bit about the infrastructure? Because yesterday we had an FBI veteran on, Chris Peyota, who said, well, the upper echelon of the FBI, they don't know how to get to the servers or do anything to the servers. The, lower ranks, I guess, if we want to use that term, they can't delete things off of servers. They can delete things off their local. But we saw the Obama administration just raw dog it with hammers. So, can you tell us anything about how that would be possible?
Right. So one of the great moves, if you want to use that word, that the FBI does is they keep things compartmentalized. They do that on purpose. It's a mechanism of control that they use. So not everybody is read in on every case. Not every case is available to anybody in the FBI to pull up or to look at. As far as these standalone servers, I had never heard that before, but that's what the person who came to me told me, was that they have these standalone servers that we can only speculate what type of information is on them. But in the regular filing system, the computer system that every normal employee has access to, for me, I was a special agent. So all of the cases that I was assigned to, you had what they call case participants. So typically it would be your entire squad that's listed as a participant. And then if you get into certain different types of cases, they might be more restricted if they're designated a sensitive investigative matter, for instance. Not a lot of people have full access to those, but they do this all by design. Some of it makes sense because you don't want certain information necessarily being spread all around the FBI for some reason. But as far as higher ranking officials in the FBI, I would imagine when they're spending 15, 20, 25 years there, they know where a lot of the bodies are buried. And at a minimum, they know the experts in the Quantico lab or whatever other technical experts they have who have access to these files. And in an agency that's being run correctly, they would at least know the parties to go to and ask. So,
right.
Yeah. Do you think, so do we know the substance of the files that are being deleted? There's been other information now that part of these are related to Epstein.
Or January 6th.
Yeah, January 6th. Do we know? And can you also clarify, you mentioned these individual servers that you learned about from internally at the FBI. So are these internal servers not networked? Not connected to the other servers at the FBI. These are sort of standalone islands, if you will. I almost picture Battlestar Galactica, where this thing, there's a reason that ship, survives. It's because it's not networked. It's not connected to anything else. So we know that the CIA also has similar stuff. Is that what you're referring to? And what do you think these files are?
Right. That's what I'm referring to, is that I was told that they are separate from the main FBI system. So I can only speculate as to what's on there, but I would speculate that some of the most sensitive material that the FBI has in potential cases are being stored on there, or also perhaps historical cases or information that they didn't want connected to the main server for some reason. And another way to help people understand how to look at this is, in the FBI, you've got three different, what I'll say, normal systems. You've got the yellow side, which is your top secret side. You've got the red side, which is your regular standard secret side, and most things are done through there. And then you have your green side, which is your unclassified system. But the way it works is, most often you're signed in, you're logged into the red side, and there's different ways to access the green side through there. Now, when you already have systems like this that have their own classification levels, which incorporates what type of information is stored there, I speculate that just some of the most damning information would be stored separately. Because what other reason would an agency like the FBI have for having a system like that in an alleged land of the free? I don't think any government agencies should have something that's disconnected from the main server, where even, according to your guest you had on yesterday, Chris, if even the highest ranking officials in the agency don't know where to look to find that stuff, that to me, that just seems insidious on its face.
Right. And then what is missing will be informative of who took it, where did it go. I was actually just reading this book about the McCarthy era, and the Klaus report from the State Department, the most damning thing that led McCarthy's investigations, is missing from the National Archives. So we know that is a smoking gun, right? And so will somebody be able to reverse engineer what's missing and make inferences, you think? Shouldn't a good detective be able to do that?
You would think so, yes. But the information I was told was that, and I don't know, because I wasn't a tech person or a cyber agent, but the information I was told was that even Elon wouldn't be able to retrieve what's being destroyed on these systems. So I don't know if that's true. I hope that's not true, because also, why are people, as soon as the election went for Donald Trump, why then were we learning information like this, that the government, the FBI, is destroying this type of information? What are you trying to hide? What could possibly be so bad that you don't want the new, we had a peaceful change of authority in this country, and now you don't want the new regime, the new administration, to know this information? Why? That's something that
And why did you keep it during the Biden administration? Like, what leverage did it prevent?
Hubris?
What leverage did it give you in the event of a Kamala Harris presidency? That's another smoking gun question.
Absolutely it is. And Clayton, you nailed it. I think hubris. That is what me and the other suspendables from the FBI always point to, is the consistent hubris in a place like the FBI. You can see it. You can hear it in the voices of Jim Comey or an Andy McCabe, and they have fallen heir to the fatal sin of pride. And so now they're scrambling. I'm sure they didn't think Donald Trump was going to win. You had Peter Strzok texting Lisa Page, "We will stop it," last time Trump won. They weren't able to do it then. Then we had a brief intermission where they, I'm speculating again, but I'll say they were able to stop Trump from winning, and now they didn't this time. And so the type of information, again, I can only speculate, but it's got to be absolutely damning if people who work in the FBI are like, okay, we got to destroy this now.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. What sort of honeypot information are they destroying as it related to trying to capture Donald Trump in Russia collusion hoax or anything else that they were trying to do as it relates to Jeffrey Epstein? I don't know. I'll just get you out of here on this, Garrett. Do you think Kash, he's walking into a mess. I know Pam Bondi the other day said the DOJ is worse than she possibly imagined. So I'm sure you speak to Kash. Like, is it as bad as we expect it to be?
I think it's worse. And that is what me and the other guys have essentially briefed Director Patel on before, is once you start, and he's in a position, hopefully, if he can avoid all the viper's nests that are around every turn, he's in a position where he's going to be able to learn some of the most damning information. And I think even someone with him and his background and all of his work on Russiagate and everything like that, I think even he's going to be shocked at the type of skeletons that eventually will get uncovered, hopefully.
Yeah, unbelievable.
Yeah. Well, I'm sorry you've made such a dangerous enemy of the FBI, and I appreciate all that you're offering to the rest of us for a glimpse into. This is our information. We collectively own it, so we have the right to know about this. Thank you so much for coming on Redacted and sharing this with us.
Yeah, thanks, Garrett. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Appreciate it.